Week 31, Day 1. Heresy. Unbelief, dissent, lack of faith.
He accused the leader of the opposition of political heresy, and the mob was exhorted to burn his effigy.
Prudent. Wise, cautious.
In the bedlam that followed, it was not prudent to appear too apathetic.
Ostensible. Outward, pretended, seeming.
While the ostensible enemy was the opposition leader, the main purpose of this rash behavior was the eradication of all opponents.
Fervid. Intense, enthusiastic, passionate.
His fervid appeal for action threw his adherents into a frenzy.
Spurious. False, counterfeit, specious.
In the conflagration that followed, no one questioned whether the original charge had been spurious.
Cold shoulder. To disregard or ignore.
She was so piqued at his uncouth behavior, she gave him the cold shoulder for over a week.
Choose sagely. Today, the paramount influence in the forming of public opinion is propaganda. It is not a heresy to our democratic beliefs to state that pressure groups play an important part in our lives. Propaganda makes one vulnerable to the influences of others. The prudent person will choose between cogent and specious propaganda efforts. While propaganda has the ostensible purpose of informing the public, the most fervid propagandists use methods that must be examined by the thoughtful citizen. The ability to distinguish the spurious from the true facts requires more than a perfunctory examination of prevalent propaganda efforts.
Week 31, Day 2. Propagate. Produce, multiply, spread.
I must inveigh against your attempt to propagate the belief that your political system will result in a panacea for all problems.
Anomaly. Irregularity, abnormality.
Siamese twins are considered a birth anomaly.
Innocuous. Harmless, mild, innocent.
There appears to be no such thing as an innocuous heresy.
Surfeit. Excess, superabundance.
When can we expect a respite from the surfeit of TV commercials?
Milieu. Environment, setting.
It is incongruous to find an abstemious person in a milieu of avarice and affluence.
Without rhyme or reason. Making no sense.
Without rhyme or reason, the pennant-winning baseball team decided to jettison its manager.
A free society. In a free society, it is intrinsic that individuals and groups have the inherent right to propagate ideas and try to win converts. We do not look upon an idea different from ours as an anomaly that should be precluded. Nor do we permit only innocuous or congenial beliefs and forbid those that we believe are dubious or spurious. In a country of competing pressures, we are accosted by a surfeit of propaganda that tends to overwhelm us. Thus, we live in a milieu of ubiquitous bombardment from countless, and often unrecognized, propagandists.
Week 31, Day 3. Strident. Shrill, harsh, rough.
Her strident voice added to the bedlam.
Concomitant. Accompanying, attending.
There are many concomitant dangers to obesity.
Lassitude. Weariness, fatigue.
After the frenzy that accompanied the burning of the effigy, they were all acutely aware of a feeling of lassitude.
Deleterious. Bad, harmful.
The gist of the report was that smoking will have a deleterious effect on health.
Efficacy. Power to produce an effect.
The efficacy of new drugs cannot be determined without a plethora of evidence.
Swan song. Final or last.
The ex-champion said that if he lost this fight it would be his swan song.
Who listens? As the quantity of propaganda becomes greater, ideas are presented in more strident tones, in order to overcome the increased competition. Those who are the targets of the propaganda find it more difficult to discern between or analyze the new and expanded pressures. The concomitant situation that develops with the stepped-up propaganda is one in which the individual retreats into a state of lassitude. He has an aversion to all attempts to influence him. So we can see the intrinsic weakness inherent in an increased level of propaganda. It has the deleterious result of reducing its efficacy upon the individuals or groups who were its objective.
Week 31, Day 4. Dissent. Differ, disagree, protest.
The gist of his ominous suggestion was that we dissent from the majority opinion.
Ferment. Uproar, agitation, turmoil.
With each generation it becomes the vogue for the youth to be in a state of ferment.
Attenuated. Weakened, thinned, decreased.
The strength of her appeal was attenuated by the flamboyant embellishments, for which many had a strong aversion.
Arbiter. Judge.
The Supreme Court is our ultimate arbiter of legality.
Incumbent. Morally required.
It is incumbent on us to be zealous in combating the deleterious effects of drugs.
To get the sack. To be discharged or fired.
Despite the fact that he was so obsequious toward the boss, he got the sack because he was lethargic about doing his job.
The people decide. The place of propaganda in a milieu that is not free differs from its place in an open society. In a dictatorship there is no competing propaganda. Those who dissent from the official line may do so only in a clandestine manner. Where there is no open ferment of ideas, the possibility of discerning the true from the spurious is attenuated. In a democracy, the inevitable arbiter of what propaganda is to be permitted is the people. It is incumbent upon each citizen to choose between competing propagandas, while remaining cognizant of the value for a democracy in the existence of all points of view.
Week 32, Day 1.